treating people with alcohol use is sort of like we used to treat people with leprosy. We didn't understand it. It was frightening. We worried that we might become one of those. It's a similar way that we treat people with alcohol use disorder. We try and stay away from them. We shun them. We don't understand it.
We know that about 18% of the adult population is affected by AUD over the course of their lifetime. And should they have the courage to seek treatment, we also know that currently they'll receive an appropriate medication less than 1% of the time.
I don't think anybody is disposable. I don't think people are disposable. As long as there's a ray of hope, you shouldn't be disposable.
Hope is such an important part of them recovering. For them to have hope and for people around them to have hope.
And the other thing is, everyone we've gone to see and trying to find help for him, it's like, you just got to let him fall. You're enabling him. Well, they're not the ones who've picked him up off the beach. Completely unable to take care of himself.
Most of our calls for service are related to alcohol. We didn't have a lot of tools. We would bring them in, and a lot of it's still the same today. You bring them in, you sober them out. You certainly can't release them until they're sober.
Almost 40% of emergency department visits are caused or impacted by alcohol consumption.
Under-treating or not treating appropriately AUD, we end up creating demand in other parts of the system. So that's called failure demand. So when we fail to do something in one place, it creates demand in another part of the system. The cost to the Canadian system to treat alcohol use disorder is in the range of $5.4 billion a year.
We've always supported them psychologically, tried to be there, but we've had to completely support him for the last 5 years. He'll feel, the guilt and the worthlessness, and so then he'll drink. And then he doesn't care. He wishes he were not here.
And he'll say that. He says, I just don't care. I just want to die.
This is about compassion and offering an option for those without hope, who don't want to face withdrawal, and are looking to regain their health, their job, their family.
So alcohol use disorder is a chronic relapsing disease that impacts the brain. And there are 6 medications that are available right now. Each one of those medications impacts the brain differently, making it effective for almost everybody.
The medications work by addressing the physical symptoms and reducing cravings.
So I think what has happened over the last few years, people like Dr. Harris has been able to give us a number of drugs as options so that we can supply clients with the list. He's drawn up a list with the side effects, with the dosages.
2 years ago, I got home from Mexico and I just got drinking more and more. And then last summer, I got dumped. Just sort of pushed me over the edge. I kind of went extreme. I was drinking a lot. I'm not a very big person, and I was drinking a box of wine a day.
It's one thing to promote a program because obviously AA and AA and those programs, they do a marvelous job for a lot of people, but not for everybody. So again, all that matters is what works. And effectiveness is a measure of truth.
And I've had this sort of reaction by people as well. They kind of are looking around thinking they don't know why they're not drinking, but they just don't feel the need that they had days or weeks before.
Yeah, I don't want to drink anymore. Just don't have that feeling. No side effects at all from it. Not from day one.
I started the medication and right after quit using alcohol. It gave me the ability to move forward with my life in all aspects.
People can see the difference in his life. He's very cultural, very spiritual, back to his roots. He's hunting, he's fishing, he's serving his people like the elders used to do.
There's a need for improved awareness in clinical settings so that these approaches and treatments can be applied. Jeff was diagnosed with ALS 2 years ago, actually. And so the urgency to get this story out there has sort of accelerated a bit. And he's, I would say, tirelessly been working to get this message across to other people who are simply not aware of it.
The Canadian Alcohol Use Disorder Society was formed in September 2020 with the aim to provide hope through knowledge and compassion.
We know that the root cause of so many social issues is alcohol addiction. Treating AUD more effectively will have a dramatic influence on so many different social issues facing our community. It'll help the people that are suffering from AUD, it'll help their families, their children, future generations will all be impacted by this. The Community Foundation has granted millions of dollars to social issues in our region, and we wanted to find a way to get to the root cause of some of these issues and go right to the source of the problem and see what we could do to have an impact. The first thing we'd like people to do is learn more about alcohol use disorder, speak to their family and friends about it, help spread the word, and then we'd also like those people to consider making a donation to this project to help us spread the message across the country. Donations will be used to help develop educational materials and marketing messages for the healthcare sector, as well as for the general public, so we can help spread the word about this important project across the country.
This is the positive outcome of that medication, is my son's life.
I don't know what $1 million looks like, but I certainly know what $1 million feels like.